866 945 47 68. Équipe ça, belle équipe ça, équipe injury la groupe là, il y a des années depuis la des gens qui ont injury, gens qui fait accident avec un pile cas assurance. Nous aidons les gens à faire des millions de dollars. Des millions de dollars, oui, clients nous fait. Nous avons plus que 35 ans d'expérience. Tendez ça, nous ne pouvons pas charger $1 si vous n'avez pas de caisse là. Relez nous aujourd'hui pour consultation gratis. 866 945 47 68. Ou faire accident machine, ou frapper dans le travail, ou t'as le docteur ou bien l'hôpital, vous va te faire travailler bien, vous te fait mauvais pratique, ou glisser, ou tomber, ou gros blessure, ou prendre gros catastrophe, ou que famille, amis, le docteur, il mauvais remède, qui cause de mourir parce que vous avez mauvais soin. Vous faire discrimination contre nous, nous avons avec tout problème ça. C'est juste que nous, dans 866 945 47 68. Bon, dis pas tracasser tête tout, puisque nous parlons plusieurs langues. Nous parlons espagnol, nous parlons créole. Un jour, le groupe, office principal, nous dans le canton de Florida. Regardez, depuis après l'avocat, nous voulons laisser nous rele.
Je salue tout le monde. Nous là, on l'autre fois encore pour l'autre belle émission aujourd'hui. Rob, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Doing great, thank you.
Yeah, so basically next time, you know, you're gonna do the show in Creole only.
Oh, sure, yeah. Everyone will be confused,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, thank you.
How was your weekend?
Excellent weekend. It's great to be here. It's been a busy time with the weather being what it is. There's been lots of accidents, lots of claims. We're getting lots of calls. So I wanted to spend this afternoon talking a little bit about giving just good practical advice to people if they've been in an accident or they have an injury claim. My name is Rob Trilling. I'm an attorney at Your Injury Law Group. And if you have a question or would like to reach us, you can call us at 866 945 47 68. 866-945-4768 for those who speak English.
Yeah.
Give us a call, and certainly if you have a question or you have a concern about an injury claim, or if you have an injury claim, give us a call at our office.
So just a little bit for next week, we're gonna work on just the introduction. So you try to do everything in Creole.
Sure,
so,
no problem. I'll need your help, but yeah, sure. I need some tutoring. Yeah.
So moi c'est Claude Jean-Baptiste pour l'autre femme là encore nous début nous visage là nous connait qui est son paralego dans Your Injury Law Group. Moi ma robe nous gagne longtemps n'a travailler ensemble, nous gagne plus passé 8 ans que nous ensemble n'a travailler. So moi monsieur nous travaille très bien et monsieur son qui comprendre haïtien, monsieur comprendre communauté à tout, monsieur involve dans tout ça qu'a fait dans communauté à. Même l'aime toujours dit mon yo ça même là monsieur pas qu'à répondre en créole pas gagne on dit devant monsieur pas comprendre et non son bail qui étonné non haïtien monsieur écrit mon yo pas même besoin de play même depuis haïtien dit non yo l'écrit so son est qui gagne vraiment en connexion avec communauté a n'a demandé tout le monde pour nous supporter office là quel que soit problème accident slip and fall nous t'a tombé dans travail nous gagne konya nous fait immigration. Quel que soit le problème, nous avons gagné rele Your Injury Law Group. It's 866 945 47 68. I have a question for you, Rob.
Sure.
So I don't understand why when people give the name in Creole, you write it down without. Sometimes they don't even to spell it for you. What happened?
I am learning.
That's what I was telling him. Yeah. Because sometimes people give you the name in Creole and then you just write it down.
Some names I know how to spell. Some names I'm learning how to spell. I'm getting a lot of help from you, and of course, and I think it's important for people to know. I think you mentioned it. You're a paralegal at our office, so. You and I work together, not just on the radio, but we work together.
Yeah.
And you do all the translating. So
working together for like more than 9 years now.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
It's been like you said, more than 9 years.
Yeah.
So it's been great.
I think since 2015.
Is that how long it's been? This is it. Well, I guess it makes this 8 years. Yeah, this will be 8 years.
8 years, yeah. So, nous là encore pour l'autre émission, on a dit mon yo si jamais on a une question, on a toujours relé dans radio là dans numéro radio c'est 561 576 1600 ou bien si vous avez relé l'office directement yo carré les 866 945 47 68. J'en dis mon yo toujours gon monde qui pour prendre téléphone là. Si vous voulez parler anglais au café extension 1000, mais si c'est créole vous voulez parler au café extension 1003. Ou besoin de monde qui peut parler créole ensemble avec et des monde qui parle espagnol tout dans office là. So what you got for us today?
Well, before we get to today, real quick, I just want to mention something because you started talking about how long we've been working together. I've been just thinking about all the people in my office. Because we really have a huge back office.
Yeah.
My assistant, I've been working with her for 11 years now.
Yeah.
The management company, the manager that I work with I've been working with him for 11 years now or 12 years now. So, it's been, everybody I work with, all our team has been together for a very long time. It's a solid team.
Start working today and then they break away. Everybody do something else.
Yeah.
And then when you call, you can't find anybody.
Yeah.
So we've been together for so long.
Longevity is so important in this business, in my opinion. It also shows how well people work together. That they're able to work together so long. Like you and I have been working together for a long time, and our whole team has been together for a long time. So it's really a pleasure. It's something I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
When we built this firm, we built it based upon a lot of experience and a strong foundational team. So that was good.
So people don't know that they're gonna call tomorrow and they're gonna find somebody else at the office. They don't even know about the cases. So and we've been here for a long time.
And that leads to a really important thing. One of the questions or one of the issues I was going to speak about tonight. We can jump right into it, and that is when you hire an attorney.
Yeah.
You're hiring, a lot of times you talk to a firm and you're not sure who's going to be representing you at the firm, or you're not sure if they're going to be able to take your case from the very beginning to the very end. And my suggestion is always find out who's handling your case, not just the law firm, but what lawyer is going to be responsible for your case, because you want someone who's got a lot of experience. I always say you don't want someone learning how to do their job off of your case.
So, but Rob, you touch a big issue my people have in that community, especially in the Haitian community. Most of the time when people call, they have a lawyer, they never talk to the lawyer.
It's a big issue. It's one of the big complaints that we've always heard from people who have hired other lawyers before they talk to us. My goal is always, I'm not always able to answer the call. Like today, for example, I was in deposition all day. But, when I'm able to answer the call, I do. And I don't like to have somebody screen my calls if I can avoid it. I try to answer my own calls. I think it's really important that people are able to talk to their attorney or at least get the information from the attorney or his staff, somebody who knows what's going on.
Yes,
you might want to translate it.
C'est vraiment important parce que nous gen moun yo qui plein en pile dans sens ça. Là yo prend avocat yo pas jamais capable avec avocat yo. Chaque yo il yo besoin parler avocat yo. C'est avec assistant avocat yo parler. M'ka comprendre avocat yo qui en pile. Je dis à mon akari il pas ka jeune avocat mais mon avocat font mois 2 mois la priler la finir c'est assistant la parler et c'est ça nous essayer changer nos communautés nous connaît Robson qui occupe en pile c'est toujours dans côte so des fois les moun yo relé au kon gen des fois c'est qu'on occuper ou pas ka parler ensemble avec mais toujours font gens pour moun yo joindre Rob pour parler ensemble avec et c'est ça qui fait nous gon extension qui allait direct pour Rob même pour les moun yo relé pour yo ka joindre c'est exactement là au besoin parler ensemble avec n'importe là où vle depuis c'est available ou bien s'il va prendre appel là la tourner mon appel là. This is a big issue.
It is a big issue. I'll tell you something. We've been very fortunate. I've had cases where other lawyers have referred them to us to file the lawsuit because they weren't willing to do so.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we've been able to do that. And I always say, talk to your attorney. If you have a question, ask the question. You're the client. You have the right to ask any question you want. You should know about your attorney's background, their experience, their results, the type of cases they handle. You have the right to know that. And whether they're going to be willing to take your case and have the experience. So take your case from the very beginning to the very end.
Yeah, c'est pour nous prendre toujours chercher un avocat qui a expérience, on cap commencer que ça débat avant et puis cap mener côté que ça t'a supposé arriver parce que il va tout avocat qui commence question les fini qui finit ensemble avec ou un avocat depuis le que ça apprend pile temps ou bien pour aller dans tribunal. Il y a des gens qui sur ça. So, poser des questions, rele pour chita, mettre un rendez-vous avec avocat, quel que soit parole, l'autre monde dans rele avocat directement pour mettre un rendez-vous ensemble avec lui, pour un avocat fort une capacité pour chita, pour parler ensemble avec lui, pour poser des questions.
So if you'd like to find out about your attorney, ask questions. You're always welcome to ask us questions about our experience. Give us a call at 866 945 47 68. I'm always there to answer questions. And I love it when people ask me. People always say, "Oh, I'm really sorry I have to ask," but no, I want you to ask. I want people to ask. I want them to be informed.
Yeah,
I want people to have the information so they're comfortable. They know that they've got the right lawyer working for them. That's my goal.
What's going on in the case? Parce que c'est ça vraiment important. faut nous poser des questions pour qu'on ça passe dans question. Nous pas avoir question fini dans mon avocat pour ne pas connaître exactement qui ça passe dans question. C'est ça que fait mon yo, les nous pour avocat, make sure nous pour avocat nous gain accès ensemble avec. Pas pour avocat, les nous relève nous pas joindre ni c'est un assistant n'a joindre parce que assistant gain information pas kaba ou gain des conseils légaux assistant pas kaba ou c'est avocat pour parler ensemble directement pour le ba ou moi même qui sont pas légaux les mon yo relève gain question pas répondre parce que pas là pour me conseil légal. So basically even me, when people call me, I can't give them legal advice. They have to talk to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell people the status of their case, but you can't answer legal questions.
Legal questions.
That's right.
So I don't know why they don't want the people to talk to the lawyer.
You know, I don't try to put myself in somebody else's shoes or somebody else's mind as to what they might be thinking, as to why they're doing something or what their business model is like. I know my business model is based. You know, your injury law group was named that for a reason. We're your injury law group. And if you've got a question about your case, I want to make sure you get your answer, whether it's from me, whether it's from somebody else in my office. I want to make sure you're getting your answer to your question. It's very important to me.
Yeah. But well, I know you can answer for somebody else, but as a lawyer, why some lawyer don't want to talk to the client?
I can only guess. I mean, sometimes maybe they just don't have time. Maybe that's just not, you know, some people think it's beneath them, I guess. I don't know. To me, the client is what I'm here working for.
Or the language issue.
There's language issues, sure. That might be part of it. I really don't know.
Okay.
All I know is, you know, I can only tell you what we do, what I do, and I try to make sure that what we're doing is the right thing. If others are doing it right, and I know there's lawyers that are doing it right, I also know there's lawyers that aren't doing it right necessarily, or at least not the way I would do it. So yeah, you know, everybody's different. But like I always say, you know, I always recommend people, you know, go with somebody who has experience handling your case. That's my strongest suggestion. Is to get somebody who knows what they're doing on cases just like yours. You don't want someone learning on your case.
So that's ça vraiment important. Pas chercher un monde capable prendre dans question, on cherche un monde qui a expérience. Là nous gain question qui a capacité pour répondre question et son monde qui nous ca joindre tout les nous relé dans téléphone. Connaît avocat vraiment occupé. C'est pas tout là au temps, mais moi pas tout le temps, mais on l'aide avocat à se poser pour un petit temps ensemble avant pour répondre question gain sur gain question pour que ça et va c'est que ça fini pour abdou question fini pas même comme ça qui passe dans que ça.
We also get a lot of questions about when is a good time to hire a lawyer.
Yeah.
And the answer to that question is as quickly as possible. And I'll explain why.
Yeah, because not only that, some people wait until they finish to get treatment.
Right.
And then they hire a lawyer.
You know, the way I look at it is this. You're either before you're dealing with insurance companies or while you're dealing with insurance companies. And I always recommend to people to talk to and get somebody by your side. Get somebody representing you before, if possible, before you have to deal with the insurance companies.
Okay.
You want someone acting, you want someone handling that whole scenario for you. It's always a strong suggestion of mine. You know, people sometimes they call me, oh yeah, I spoke to the insurance. Did you give a statement? Yeah, I gave a statement.
Yeah.
You know, and now I'm sitting here going, okay, well, I'll deal with it. But now I know I've already got a client who's spoken and has put their you know, some things on the record and has may or may not have been asked questions that may actually lead to the insurance company having coverage defenses. Who knows what? So I have a lot of, you know, looking into to see what happened in that statement to make sure my client's rights haven't been thrown out the window, so to speak, if they haven't trampled on their own rights.
OK. Bon, et c'est ça, nous toujours dire, nous qu'à toujours parler avec l'assurance, mais c'est l'état plus bon avant nous parler avec l'assurance, c'est pour un avocat qui bon côté nous ou bien qui pour parler pour nous, parce que avocat, comment pour répondre si l'assurance compagnie parle ensemble avec en façon, comment pour répondre. Parce que l'un fin pour avocat après, il va aller pour nous te by statement. Pour nous te recorder ça nous te dire aller fini pour ça venir endommager caisse là. Si nous pas parler avec assurance là OK mais si nous pas cherchons un avocat qui a expérience bal caisse ça aller fini la régler toute bagaille pour spécialement nous même ça nous fait c'est nous les monde dans machine écrasé c'est nous qui résoudre problème machine pour nous pas laguer mon pour aller parler avec assurance.
I think the insurance companies, a lot of them understand that if they're talking to you as a claimant, somebody who has a potential claim, early in the case, that may be their only opportunity to try to talk to you before you get an attorney.
Yeah.
And they're very concerned about that because they want to make sure that if they can settle a case short or get information that's going to minimize how much money they have to pay, that they do that quickly.
Yeah, that happened to me yesterday. One of our clients called and then he already settled with the insurance company without knowing anything.
Right, and sometimes the problem, they may have been asking you, hey, was this a good deal? A little late to be asking after the fact. Well, I'd be happy to try to help them, and if we can set it aside if they want to. It's very hard to do. It's not impossible in some cases. But, their rights are very limited once you've already signed papers and accepted money. So, and that happens very frequently. In fact, some insurance companies have gone so far as to hire an adjuster just for that purpose, to try to settle a case before the lawyer gets involved.
Ça fait souvent, assurance compagnie prend adjuster même pour ça même, pour essayer de settle case là avant un avocat involve là-dedans. N'a dit moun yo prend précaution, nous pas dit nous pas parler, nous ka toujours parler, mais si nous dégageons un avocat avant qui pour faire qui pour parler pour nous, étape 4 fois bien important pour case noir.
You have to think the insurance companies, they kind of know what they're doing. They've been doing this for a very long time, and this is their business. So if they've made as part of their business model a whole section just to try to settle cases before the attorney gets involved, then you know that they're saving money by doing that. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
So they're going the way they save money is by taking money out of your pocket, essentially. What would be more valuable, your claim may be more valuable, sometimes often much more valuable than the money they're offering you at the very beginning.
Yeah. So, assurance dans business pour faire l'argent parce que ça yo fait y a essayé réduire comme yo ta supposé payer. So, n'a dit moun yo, please, si jamais nous ta non involve non accident et pas ça nous souhaité pour nous. But avant, relon avocat parce que appel là c'est gratis lié, ou pas payer pour parler avec avocat. Consultation c'est free lié, rele avocat poser la question si vous voulez prendre avocat prendre, si vous pas voulez prendre ou bien doit pas prendre. Mais poser question pour qu'on ait plus d'informations, pour qu'on ait plus d'informations, pour qu'on comment on va approcher cas là.
So if an insurance company is talking to you about offering you money, talk to I always suggest, it doesn't cost anything, talk to an experienced attorney and find out if that's really in your best interest. That's always the attitude that I always take. It's always the standard by which our actions are revolve around, and that is what is in your best interest.
Yeah, si assurance ta offre comme essayez parler avec un avocat avant pour essayer combien vous offre là dans intérieur, nous pas prêter n'a pour petit commercial break. So n'a tourner encore pour n'a tourner plus d'informations pour mon yo.
Zami, frère Sam, gardez, si vous faites accident, assurez-vous qu'on choisit un avocat qui a des années d'expérience. Un avocat qui a un bon résultat. Mais, pas comprendre que le résultat, l'autre monde joue, c'est le même résultat ou a joue. Il pas comme ça. Eh bien, rele injury la groupe, dans 866 945 47 68. Équipe ça, belle équipe ça, équipe injury la groupe là, il y a des années, depuis la bête des gens qui ont injury, gens qui fait accident, avec un pile d'assurance. Nous aidons les gens à faire des millions de dollars. Des millions de dollars, oui, clients nous fait. Nous avons plus que 35 ans d'expérience. Tendez ça, nous pas charger $1 si vous pas gagné caisse là. Relez nous aujourd'hui pour consultation gratis. Dans 866 945 47 68. Ou faire accident machine, ou frapper dans le travail, ou t'as le cas docteur ou bien l'hôpital, vous va te faire travailler bien, vous te fait mauvais pratique, ou glisser, ou tomber, ou gros blessure, ou prendre une gros catastrophe, ou que famille, amis, cas docteur, et mauvais remède, qui cause de mourir parce que vous avez mauvais soin. Vous fait discrimination contre nous, nous aidons avec tout problème ça. C'est juste relez nous dans 866 945 47 68. Bon, dis pas tracasser tête tout, puisque nous parlons plusieurs langues. Nous parlons espagnol, nous parlons créole. Un jour, le groupe, office principal, nous dans Boca Raton, dans Florida. Regardez, depuis après l'avocat, nous voulons laisser nous brûler.
Nous connaissons pas qu'à camper parce que nous pas grand pile temps devant nous et chaque jour faut porter plus d'informations qui possible pour mon yo parce que temps coûte nan mais nous retourner encore et well, basically. So how do people know if they hire a good attorney?
That's a great question. I think
give us a couple of tips.
The number one advice would be to ask questions. Ask them about their background. Ask them what kind of how many years and so forth.
Can somebody ask?
Of course.
Some people they don't know if they can ask all that question.
They should ask those questions, in my opinion.
Without the education background.
Absolutely. Listen, you're hiring someone.
Okay.
It's think of it as a job interview.
Okay.
You're the one who's hiring someone. If you've been in an accident and you're hiring an attorney, you have the right to find out, make sure this is the right attorney for you. Always you have the right to ask questions.
Mon yo, ou ka toujou pose avocat wap. Si wap pon avocat, c'est ou ka pren avocat ou si pose n'importe question vle. Ou ka pose le question sur background éducation li, ou ka pose n'importe question vle parce que c'est ou ka. So basically, the client is the boss.
Client is the boss. I work for the client, not the other way around. And you've heard me say that many times to people. I work for you, not the other way around.
Yeah, so avocat, c'est vous boss li. C'est pour la travail. C'est pas ou même qui travaille pour lui. Ça veut dire qu'à poser avocat n'importe question.
And the things that you should ask are what kind, whether they have experience handling cases like yours, whether they are planning on bringing in another attorney to handle it if they can't get it resolved early, before they have to file a lawsuit. Not that every case goes to court. In fact, most cases don't. But you want to, the reason we're able to get good results, in my opinion, is because we're ready to go to court if we have to.
Yeah.
People know that if we're not able to get a good resolution for our case, something that's acceptable to our client, then we're going to go ahead and file the lawsuit. And if we have to go all the way to trial, we will. To get our client what we're looking for. And now you want an attorney, in my opinion, that's an important feature. You want an attorney who's going to be able to say, yeah, I handle the case all the way through trial.
Yeah, so ou besoin avocat qui ka mène question dans tribunal. Et ou ka poser avocat question tout. Si la mène, si que ça gen pour aller dans tribunal, est-ce que la pon l'autre avocat ensemble avec ou bien est-ce qu'il est prêt pour aller dans tribunal? Yon nan bagay nou fait dans office ça fait. Des fois, si mon yo rele, yo toujours gen difficulté pour yo parler à Rob, c'est raison ça, parce que Rob toujours dans le tribunal. C'est toujours prêt, l'elle prend question pour le mener question dans le tribunal.
And you can tell by my gray hair that I've been doing this a long time. I mean, I have literally been involved in literally thousands of lawsuits against insurance companies. Now that's, where the insurance company doesn't pay what they're supposed to. So, and I've handled literally thousands of claims where people have been injured in motor vehicle accidents or other types of injuries. So you want someone who's got experience from start to finish, not someone who's going to say, I'm going to pass it off to a young attorney who's going to learn on your case. Or I'm only going to go so far. After that, I got to farm it out to somebody else. You don't want that, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's a sign that, that's not an attorney who they're going to take, give good credit to as being someone who they know is going to be a force to reckon with if they can't get it settled.
Yeah.
And that's what you want.
Yeah, ça vraiment important pour un avocat qui prêt pour mener qui ça dans tribunal, c'est bon monde qui va le bailler un autre avocat qui ça ou bien qui va le prendre qui ça le voyer de l'autre côté. So, ou ka poser toute question ça yo pas peur poser question, quel que soit. Les n'a pas un avocat c'est comme si son monde n'a prend pour faire un travail pour nous. So, et nous qui censé boss monde poser question.
And the other thing is, you talk to the attorney about what types of cases they handle and whether they handle a lot of different kinds of cases or they focus their practice on a particular type of law, a particular type of or area of law, of litigation, or whatever it is they're doing.
Okay. So, faut poser avocat question, est-ce que vous pratiquez une loi spécifique? So, est-ce que vous avez un côté au campé? Est-ce que vous avez un droit à nous-mêmes, spécialement, Rob fait personal injury?
Right.
Yeah.
And a good example of that is I do personal injury, I do insurance litigation. I personally don't do workers' compensation.
Yeah.
But we have a workers' compensation division of our firm that does do workers' comp, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
So that's a good example.
So basically, once you go there, the people know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
if one thing.
And if it's an area of law that we have that I personally don't do, that's okay because we've got people in our office that do those other areas of law, like now we've opened up immigration as a good example. And now we've got an immigration division that's what they handle. It's all types of immigration claims, asylum, temporary status, marriages, work permits, anything to do with immigration, they handle.
Yeah. So, on y a comme on y connaît ça, nous fait immigration. Quel que soit bagay qui a un rapport avec immigration, c'est nous faire les n'a dit mon yo immigration encore c'est même bagay là. N'a prend avocat faut nous poser la question et s'il vous plaît mon yo nous pas payer pour nous parler avec avocat si nous avons problème immigration rele nous dans office ça pour nous expliquer avocat qui problème nous gagne pour s'il ka aider nous conseil yo free et consultation yo gratis ou pas payer $1 pour yo ou ka rele poser question pour ouais est-ce que avocat ka aido dans case là pas rele parce ou pas payer $1 pour appel là.
I know you mentioned that the call is free. I heard you say that, but if you have an immigration issue and you want to talk to an experienced attorney, give us a call at 866 945 47 68.
Numéro c'est 866 945 47 68. Et c'est ça me fait qu'Abdoula là men ouais si m'a perdu job moi ouais manik di ba là monsieur comprendre so m'a pas comprendre monsieur men depuis m'a parler créole devant les gars monsieur comprendre quelque soit sorti en créole là so I don't understand what you understand anything I say.
I understand a little bit about what you're saying. I know what you were just saying. That's hey, I've been representing people in this community for my entire 35+ year career, and it's been a pleasure. I love it. So I don't speak Creole. I understand a little, and I pick up things here and there, and I can get sort of what you're talking about sometimes. But I mean, I'm learning.
So that's good. That's good. People, they will be so happy to see you involved in the community. You try to get involved in everything. So basically, final words always in your head. I know the time is not up yet, but you can if you have anything you want to talk about, we can still talking about it.
Well, first of all, last week we talked a lot about insurance, and I think we gave a lot of really good advice on different types of insurance and how it's important to evaluate your insurance needs and your insurance situation before an accident. So if you'd like to check that out, you can find it on Facebook and on YouTube under Radio Caribbean. And you can actually look at any of our past shows, but that one in particular was very informative, I think, because it really went into some issues that people have been asking a lot of questions about, and that is, what type of insurance do I need, and when do I need it? And the answer to that is always you need it before you have the accident.
And basically, one more thing, Rob, the people, when you get the coverage, always ask question, what type of coverage do you have?
Right, and everyone says the same thing. I've got full coverage. Full coverage does not mean the same thing to everybody. So you really want to, and again, check out that. I'm not going to go over it again right now. It's not possible. We don't have enough time. But check out that particular show from last Monday night on Facebook and YouTube under Radio Caribbean. It's there, and it's a really great. It's filled with good information that people would really want to know. So that's good.
Basically, what about the immigration? Can you touch a little bit on the?
I can touch a little bit about it. There's a few things that I like I said.
Like what we do for the immigration, like asylum.
Absolutely.
Marriage.
You got it. Everything. We do anything to do with immigration.
We do TPS. We do that humanitarian stuff that just happened right now.
Right, with President Biden, the Biden administration.
If somebody doesn't have an attorney and they need to go to court, they can call us, and then we can work it out for them. And what's great about it is our philosophy prevails regardless of what area of law. You've heard my philosophy about how we try to give as much information and get as much information on injury cases. The same is true for immigration. What we do there is try to get as much information, make sure that you have your questions answered, so you know what we can and cannot do for you, what we are or are not going to be able to do for you, and how it's all going to work. You know what's going to happen with your case, and that's the whole idea. Is again, it's all about information. It's all about giving you, the client, the understanding of what's happening on your particular legal situation. That's vraiment important. C'est poser question et nous chita nous parler ensemble avec moun yo ba yo information sou ka yo gen, c'est pas just lage moun nan ou pas besoin nous même nous focus sur client, nous focus sur service, c'est pas case n'a chercher ou bien c'est nous besoin case prend case nan mais l'autre avocat, c'est pas ça n'a chercher, nous focus sur client, nous focus sur service. Intention nous c'est bail communauté à service parce que yon nan pi gros problème nous gen moi communauté a souffrir des services, so c'est nous focus sur service. Rele nous ou pas besoin apprendre si vous besoin poser une question pour pas poser li. Rele poser n'importe question. Même l'autre avocat ou voulez gon l'autre idée de ça qui passer dans question ou bien gon question gon bagay ou pas comprendre ou ka toujours rele nous dans téléphone. Ou toujours là, la prend téléphone dans la parle ensemble avec nous et pas monde qui jamais refuser parler avec client li. La parle ensemble avec nous c'est une question pour répondre question. So people can always call and answer questions.
Absolutely. And we welcome it and we invite it because I want people to know, number one, they got the right attorney, and number two, that they know what's going on with their case. That's what I want.
Basically, I see you do that all the time. Even they got another attorney, they call you to ask you a question to make sure they want to know what's best for them and what's going on in their case. You always answer the question.
I always try. If I can find out the answer, I certainly do. But we welcome your call at 866 947 67. You can also reach us at yourinjurylawgroup.com and at avocat